Okay, guys, so today let's do a special video on this is for everybody to comment and respond to me asking the question, how do you guys view movies? How do you guys look at film? Now, starting out, I want to say that movies have always been a part of my life. Ever since I was really little, like I've always like it's not like I started watching movies as an adult. I've always watched film, and most people in the world do as well. But even at a young age, I felt like watching movies was just such an interesting and fascinating thing that I feel like a lot of people, like casual movie viewers, don't give enough credit to movies because it's a giant effort in how movies are made and how they're produced and how they're directed and how they're acted and how they're created with everything. Like, movies are such a giant collaborative effort that I am so fascinated that we've gotten, for since at least the 1920s, we got black and white films, and then we have come to today, and it is just incredible in how many movies that have been released. I would like to know a tally of how many movies have actually been released in the world, but I don't think there's ever going to be a full count of them. And movies, to me, for a lot of people, I feel like is a good use of escapism, because movies can show you things that in real life you might not be able to see, like fantasy movies, like sci-fi movies, like Star Wars. I grew up on Star Wars. I started watching Star Wars whenever I was a kid. The original six, like those, going into those fantastic worlds of sci-fi, seeing all these different multicolored worlds, all these different creatures, all these different vehicles, everything that Star Wars does with how imaginative and how creative Star Wars is, it has stuck with me to this day. Like, all the first six films are incredible, and just how they truly move me with how visually incredible they are and how unique they are. And I feel like that is one of my biggest gateways to movies. Whenever I was a kid and watched Star Wars, it has always stuck with me, and it is a cool, interesting use of escapism watching Star Wars, because that is a world we do not have, a fantasy sci-fi world where it you can't have these things in real life. And I think that that is such an incredible feat, just showing on film what you can accomplish. And we're still getting Star Wars today. It's just so cool in how more and more we get more uniqueness and creativity, especially with the Star Wars films. And escapism, just for movies in general, like for me, like Star Wars started that, because I'm just so interested in how you can see all of these things that aren't in real life, but they are just so incredible watching them, and how incredible, how much effort it takes to make any kind of movie, but especially science fantasy. Like, that is one of the biggest pulls for me in any kind of genre. Horror as well, but I love science fantasy. That's what I started with. And also, the use of, whenever you watch movies, there's always this use of different feelings you can get from movies, because movies, I love the fact that it is escapism, but it also gives you a sense of feelings. Like, you can feel so many things in a movie. You can feel happiness, sadness, humor, intrigue. You could be astounded by the action or the visuals. You can be moved by a dramatic moment from a character or characters in a film. You can be scared or horrified or grossed out in a horror movie. All these things, just to me, are truly do move me, and it's so incredible seeing all of these things come to life, even though they're not real. Just again, seeing things you don't see in real life truly does just blow me away, in how film has come and still goes, with like how we are just improving every year with film, with everything that we can do. And I really think that just talking about film has always been something that I've wanted to do. I really love doing this. That's why I have so many videos on this channel for doing it, because I just always love talking about them, and I'm always so excited with every film, mostly every film that I see, to talk about, because film is just so wide and expansive in how, whether you can watch a horror movie or an action movie or a drama or a western or a romance, like any of these movies, like genre wise, they're all so different, and you can always find something, whether I appreciate all these genres or not, because there are genres I like lesser, like romance or western, but I can still watch those just to say I have seen them. Like, I don't typically love either of those genres much, but I can watch some of them. And that just to me is just a giant passion with film. Like, I can watch any genre, even though it's not one that I really like that much. And my question to you guys today is, how do you view film? How do you view watching films? How do you look at films? Do you look at them as a special use of escapism? Do you look at them as something that is always exciting to watch, whether it's a new movie or an old movie? Rewatching something, I've rewatched many movies a lot, but is that something as well? Do you guys look at movies like I do? Do you look at it the way, like, this is something that is just incredible and one of the coolest things in the world that is brought onto us that is not real on screen? Like, I just think that's truly incredible. So that's my question today for you guys, is how do you guys view film? So comment down below. Thank you so much if you watched through this for taking the time out to watch this, and tell me down below what you think of this question, and thank you guys so much for watching.